That was a great win. Anytime you can continue to get better and meanwhile win basketball games, it's always a plus. But I like the progress this team is making. They're doing a fantastic job. I was very proud of them today. It was a bounce back day. I thought we came back out on Thursday and we were a little lackluster in our performance against American. We came back today. We had their attention, and they responded. They responded in a big way. And a lot of kids stepped up who we needed to step up. I thought Precious was fantastic. She had been kind of going through, I wouldn't call it a slump, but, she lost a little bit of confidence the first couple of days. We had a couple of shooting sessions, and then she, really came out on fire today. I thought Lady Okafor was tremendous inside, 15 points, 19 rebounds. Always opens up things for us. But I thought, Muff Mickens had a fantastic game. Stat sheet stuffer, came out 12 points, 13 assists, I think 8 rebounds, and doing a great job running our team. So very proud of them. It was a really good win. I think it's going to go a long way for us as we go into, especially as we go into to Puerto Rico. But I'm very happy where we are right now, and we'll continue to try to get better.
I thought you guys had some chances to really put the game out of reach earlier. They kind of hung around, weren't finishing some second chance points, things of that nature. So there were some bumps in the road in this game. But talk to me about just having 3 girls with all these career highs, especially, like you said, bouncing back from a close win over American, but going into a game against Maryland, to have that kind of bounce back and this kind of performances, must say a lot about them not looking forward and just focusing on.
Yeah, it definitely does. We came out again lackluster against American, but today we really had a focus. We needed to come out. We had opportunities, and I thought we had a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes, and a couple of travels, a couple throwing the ball away, unforced errors. And those are the things that we have to, and myself included, we have to understand. It's game 4. It's game 4, and these kids are playing, and you see all these career highs because they're playing in more prominent roles. Muff Mickens was capable of doing those things before, but now she's getting extensive playing time, where she's got the ball in her hands. Last year she played a lot of minutes, but in a lot of those minutes, Nikki had the ball in her hand. So now she's playing a more prominent role, so she's going to get some more of the stats. But they're definitely proving that they can step up into their new roles and be very productive. And as a result, we're playing well. You look at it, we're not playing as well as we can, but I don't know what team in this country is doing that. Everyone's kind of going through their growing pains of trying to figure out, roles and, whatever, chemistry and whatnot. We're the same. We're the same, but, if we can continue to win while you do that, it can make for a special season, and I like what the kids are doing.
10-2 run open up the second half. That's where you guys really kind of took control of the game for sure. They were able to cut it to 13 late, but there was some calls that maybe weren't called that led to that. But what can you tell me about that run and how that kind of opened things up for you guys, along with Precious Hall turning it on there in the early goings of the second half?
I thought we started focusing more on the defensive end. We held them with the 33 points in the first half. For us it seems really bad because we're a much better defensive team. But I thought we dug in and got some stops early in the second half, which allowed us to put out a big lead. We weren't doing anything different offensively, because we still had 41 points in the first half. But we hunkered down a little bit, and the defense picked up, and we were able to push it out and get a comfortable lead. But still, we're still trying to figure some things out. I'm trying to get some kids some playing time. Normally we might have, gone with a certain group. We tried to get some of the freshmen some minutes. Didn't really go well like we really wanted it to, but they're going to have to get minutes and take their lumps early so that they can come out and get better, because we're going to need them down the stretch. But all in all, I thought it was a really good performance, and we still have things to work on, but it's a really good way to go into the break, into the Puerto Rico trip.
Coach, this was about a complete game as you guys have played all year. Did you expect that coming against a Pittsburgh team that really wasn't a bad team?
No, and then they came off of a very good win against Michigan, a 20-point victory. We knew they were dangerous. Kiesel's a very good player. They got a couple of freshmen who are really good. We think they're going to win some games in the ACC in the future. But we know how good we can be. We're not there yet, but we know how good we can be. And we got a very talented group. And you look at that team. We've brought 2 BCS teams in here, and we've beaten both of them, but you look at the level of our players against theirs. We have BCS players, and we're very confident. And I knew they would come out and play hard. And I was just happy to see the ball go in the basket, as much as it did. It probably could have gone in more, but just to get start and get some kids, some confidence of the ball going in, that's a big thing for us. So. I was happy. I didn't let them know it too much, but I was happy with their performance today.
How much of Precious Hall's confidence came from the big night Mickens had tonight?
I mean, they feed off of each other. I mean, they really do. And if you look at them, and I watch them every day, and I know it. And we've actually taught them how to do this thing. When Muff gets the ball and we're starting to break, I always tell her, look up, take a picture. And she takes that picture, and she knows exactly where Precious is. And so whether it's going to be, and she used to do it to Kirby too, whether it's going to be, do we have a quick layup, an easy layup, or we're going to let the transition defense run down, and then she'll find Precious as everyone runs past her, and that gets Precious some open looks. And that was big. And they're playing extremely well together, and watching them develop their chemistry on the floor now in practice it's special. It really is. They've been here together for 4 years. I mean, for 2.5 years. They will be here for 4 years together, and they know each other's game. And they do some things. Sometimes I look at them and they've kind of given each other a nod, but it's kind of special watching them form their relationship.
And as well as you guys played off just scoring the ball, the rebounding margin was another huge one, right? How much is that going to be a calling card for this Dukes team this year?
It's been a calling card for us since we've started our success. I think one of the years we actually led the country in rebound differential, and I think we were in the top 10 last year, and I think we've been in the top 10, quite a few times. It's a staple. It really is. To play here, you're gonna have to be tough. You have to go in and rebound the basketball, and we have the pieces to do it again this year. Lady Okafor is a force inside. Dee Dee Griffin can rebound the basketball. Destiny Jones, we're putting her at the guard. She rebounds the basketball well. So we've had a rebounding differential, a sizable one, in all 4 games, and we're going to have to continue to do that in order for us to be as good as we want to be, and especially when you're not shooting the ball as well as you want to shoot it. It gives you second and third chance opportunities, and it's a big reason. We didn't shoot the ball extremely well against UCLA, but we were able to we call it bully ball, and go and get the basketball, get offensive rebounds. And we've done it every game. I think we're averaging almost 20, 21, 22 offensive rebounds a game, which is absurd. But we'll continue to do that. I don't know if we can do it all year long, but that is definitely a focal point of what we're trying to do.
Huge win, like we've been saying, going into a game against Maryland. Is that going to be? Is that your biggest game in your opinion on the schedule for the regular season?
You want to hear it? Yeah, absolutely. It's the biggest game of the year because it's the next one, and and so you walked right into that one. That's what we always tell the kids. The next one, if you'd asked me 24 hours ago, the biggest game of the year was Pitt. So now the next game on the schedule is Maryland. That game is over, and the biggest game of the year will be Houston. And that's the way these kids are looking at it. I think you alluded to it, that this could have been a trap game, or we came back out and we were pumped up for this game because it was the next game. And so that's what we're built. We understand that. I don't even know if they know we play Maryland next. They haven't talked about it, but we'll start talking about it again tomorrow.
I assume you've already looked at some tape from Maryland. It's a really good ball club.
I have not. My assistant coaches have. I'm superstitious. I always feel like if I watch tape of somebody else, if we have an opponent in front of them, in the back of my head, my crazy head, I always think that I didn't do enough. If I was watching Maryland, I could have been watching someone else. As a matter of fact, my assistant texted me yesterday and said Maryland's on Comcast. They're playing, such and such, and I wouldn't turn it on, because I was watching Pitt. But I watched them in the Final Four. I know all their players because pretty much all of them are McDonald's All-Americans. Maryland's a team that we like to watch because they do a lot of good things. I'm friends with Brenda and her staff. So we have some familiarity with them. But I'll be immersed in Maryland film tonight around the Cowboys game.
Also by Angela, how much do you have to kind of rein her in, if at all? Because it seems like she's really aggressive out there, throwing some passes that are borderline crazy. That she has so much confidence in her teammates.
Oh, I get after her all the time in practice. And it's really, I mean, she and I, we talk all the time. We talk all the time after practice, after every play. This is what you should have done, or what did you see here, so that when we get out in the game, very rarely do I say a whole lot to her. Just kind of let her play, and every now and then she'll beat me to the punch. If she made a bad pass, she'll run over to me, and it's kind of like that, the child that know they're in trouble, and then they try to talk about it. They tell you what they did before, you can get after them. It's psychology. She'll come over. That's a bad pass. That's a bad pass. I say, yes, it was a bad pass. And then we just kind of keep it moving. But I want her to be aggressive. I mean, because she does a lot of good things, more good things than bad. And I want her to be free and to have that, and not to be wondering what's Coach Brooks going to think. We'll talk about it later. I'll get after her in film or in practice. But during the course of the game, it's like, hey, just relax and go play.
Was that reading your body language right in the second half there during their run? Did you feel like the refs could have called a few more fouls inside?
I thought the refs were fantastic. Yeah, it was physical. It was physical. I thought some calls could have gone either way, but nonetheless, you're going to have games like that, and you got to adjust, and we'll just continue to go out and play.